All rise for support court with Judge Vanda B. Judge, this is case number JVB1069, Franklin case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Franklin, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge Vanda. My son was killed 3 months ago. I have a granddaughter that's 9 years old. I've had custody of her since she was a baby. After his death and funeral, Kim decides she wants to come to my house and remove her. Brought the police to my house.
After the funeral?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. She did. She did that. As traumatic as it was for me and my family, she decided to remove Rakisha.
This isn't just another custody dispute, it's a ticking emotional time bomb. A heartbroken grandmother clings to the only family she has left. A mother, haunted by her past, reappears, demanding the daughter she once lost. And in 99 died. The middle? A 9-year-old girl torn between two lives, trapped in a legal tug-of-war she never asked for. After losing her only son, Ms. Franklin is desperately fighting to keep the granddaughter she's nurtured since birth. But the girl's biological mother wants a second chance, and she's not leaving without her. That's when Judge Vanda B. steps in, navigating a minefield of painful history, allegations of welfare fraud, and the lingering shadows of addiction. What weighs more in the eyes of the law? The rights of a parent or the stability of a child? And when love exists on both sides, how do you measure what's best? Brace yourself, this case twists fast, hits hard, and ends with a decision that will shake everything you thought you knew. Let's dive in.
With the police, caused a scene, which she's done in the past. I'm here today for grandparents' rights. I've had my granddaughter since she was a baby. She doesn't even know who this lady is. She knows that she's her mother, but as far as knowing who she is, and with her lengthy past, when I say
When you say lengthy past, what do you mean by that?
Drugs, drinking, fighting, beating the system.
Beating the system?
Yes.
How did she do that?
Welfare, food stamps, housing, anything that's not legal, she's done.
But Rakisha, I said her name right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, she lives with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And prior to your son's death, did your son live with you too, or was Rakisha just living with you?
Only Rakisha, absolutely not. He could not live with me.
Okay, I understand.
But
so how was she getting benefits if her daughter lived with you?
Because as I mentioned earlier, both of them love to beat the system, and they use my grandchild against me and my husband just so that they can continue to beat the system. I did put my son on child support.
Okay.
That I absolutely did.
And now you're wanting child support from mom?
I want child support and full custody of my granddaughter.
Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
Oh, absolutely, yes. When she brought the police to my house, she told them that I threatened her, and she threatened me. She threatened to kill me. I said, absolutely not, Your Honor. What I told her when she called, I said, you know what? If you come over here, I'm not gonna be in control. Smith and Weston gonna be in control.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't get that far, did it?
Well, it didn't, because the police drug her from my front yard.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry for your loss as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, is there anything else you need me to know before I move over to her?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I didn't catch your last name. I just heard your first name is Kim.
That's what I want to say. I'm a fan. It's Kim Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Yes.
How do you spell it?
Boudure.
Oh, okay. Is that French?
Yes.
Okay. Well, can I call you Lady B? I
Or
think
you can
I'll
call me
butcher
Kim. You can call me
Kim.
Miss
Okay,
Kim.
I think I'll butcher that last name too much.
Okay.
Okay, so is all of what she's saying true? You had a history with drugs, drinking. She said you're cheating the system, getting welfare. What it sounds like is that your daughter has been living with her this entire time. So, I mean, is what she's saying true?
She looks at her and doesn't even recognize her face. That's not just heartbreaking, it's a legal bombshell. In custody battles, judges don't just look at biology, they weigh stability, emotional ties, the bonds that have been built over years. A blood connection alone won't win a case. And if that little girl sees her grandmother as her mother, then guess what? The law just might see it the same way. So ask yourself, would you hand a child to someone she barely remembers, just because that person gave birth to her?
It's the past, you know.
So it is true. The answer is yes.
Some of it is, yeah.
Okay, which part of it is true?
As far as maybe some of the illegal drug activity that her son and I both partake in, you know, some of that is true, but as far as the food stamps and all that, it's not. She's just going by hearsay, by what people are telling her, just using that, you know, in this case. As I stated, as she stated, as far as coming to get my kids, you know, with the police and stuff, that's true.
Okay.
Because I need Rakisha, to come and be with her mom. You know, she's getting older and so is she, you know. So
that wasn't nice. She's been taking care of your daughter. So what difference would it make if she's getting older?
She has been, again, all these words are past tense. It's 2022 and it's time for my daughter to come home with me.
But she hasn't lived with you.
She hasn't, because I was working on my career and getting myself together, you know, so I can be the mom that I need to be. And, you know, I've done that. And unfortunately, you know, Ricky passed, you know, rest his soul. And it's time for my daughter to come home with her mother. Okay. I'm not the woman that I used to be, Your Honor.
All right. But you are still the woman she doesn't know, your daughter, right?
Well, actually, and she doesn't know that, I've been talking to Rakisha for about 4 or 5 months now.
Talking to her about what?
Talking to her, letting her know, you know, first of all, reaching out, letting her know that it's unfortunate that our dad passed, and letting her know that I want us to get our relationship together. I want to be the nurturing mother that, you know, that she needs.
Okay, so as of right now, you're a stranger, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say strangers.
Well, it's not necessarily what you want to say, it's what the facts say. You're a stranger to this child that you came and attempted to remove from her caretaker, right?
She's been taking care of her, yes, and I commend her for that, but my daughter needs to be with her mother.
All right, but you do understand that your daughter needs to be in an environment that's stable, where she is familiar with the person that is taking care of her.
Okay, she has to get familiar with her. I am working, make...
Whoa, things spiraled in an instant. Police at the funeral home, accusations of death threats flying. That's not co-parenting, that's pure mayhem. Just one mention of a Smith & Wesson nearly sent this hearing off the rails. Thankfully, no one was harmed at this time. But in family court, moments like these carry weight. Judges don't just crunch numbers, they read emotional weather, and this outburst? It wasn't just a bad moment, it became Exhibit A.
Let's talk about that.
Totally out the picture.
Let's talk about that. How much money do you make?
About $70,000.
$70,000. How much, you say insurance as well?
Yes, I pay $170 a month.
All right. How much of that have you given to grandmother? And it's not a hard question if you've actually done anything. I mean...
Well, I can say none then. Let's just, be done with it. None.
So you make all of this money and you haven't given grandmother anything for your daughter?
Well, her dad has been taking care of the child support and everything up until this point.
Right, but what were you doing?
I was paying the insurance.
Okay. So you were paying the insurance.
Yeah.
Your daughter living with someone else.
Well, she the one wanted to raise her.
But ma'am, it is your daughter.
It's my daughter. I paid the insurance. She wanted a raise, but the dad did the child support. We all just did our part.
You obviously came here to waste my time.
Not really. I mean...
It sounds like it. It sounds like you're trying to evade the obligation of paying child support or paying any type of financial support for this child because you want to do what you want to do. Insurance is not sufficient, ma'am. Grandmother can pay insurance if she needed to,
but she hasn't.
Well, she can't do it without a modification to your court order. That's the reason she's here.
Okay, so can my daughter go home?
Judge Vonda doesn't sugarcoat it. You're a stranger. No matter how much inner work Kim has done, showing up after years and demanding full custody doesn't hold water in court. Personal growth is powerful, but parenting isn't something you can pause and resume like a saved file. It's not about convenience, it's about consistency. Rebuilding trust takes time, and time is what this child didn't get. So ask yourself, would you trust a near stranger with a child who barely remembers them?
She cannot. She is going to stay and remain with the person who's always taking care of her. You haven't said anything different to support that grandmother has not been doing the job you should have been doing. So what we're going to do is, based on your own testimony, and I believe you told the truth.
I did.
$70,000 a year, and that's giving you credit with the $170 health insurance. Your gross is $5,663. That brings your net to $4,613. You have one child, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, 20% of that brings your monthly child support obligation to $923. And as I stated, you are still to maintain the health insurance.
That's over $1,000.
And no, it's not. It's under $1,000.
So 9 something plus the 170?
No, you got credit. The 170 was given in your gross. So you got credit for that. $923 a month. It's what's fair, it's what's in the best interest of your daughter.
And just like that, gavel drops. Custody remains with grandma, and now mom's responsible for $923 a month in support. But that insurance she kept flaunting? Already calculated. Judges aren't fooled by flashy numbers, they read between the lines. This wasn't about avoiding payments. It was about proving who's shown up day after day. In family court, love isn't measured by premiums and promises. It's measured in midnight fevers, school runs, and waiting rooms, not talk, but action.
Remain with her grandmother.
Okay, so... Okay.
Anything else? You had a question?
I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
Oh, okay. You might want to do that, especially if it was something inappropriate. All right. Anything further pertaining to this case?
That's it, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further, Miss Franklin?
Yes, Your Honor. This lady just sit here and perjured the court. She has 3 other children that lives with 3 other different daddies.
Oh, wow.
And you know, she had more miles on her than Route 1604.
Okay, well, Miss Franklin, hold on one second. Do you have other children?
Yes.
So why didn't you say that?
Because, you know, unfortunately, like Rakisha, they live with their dads in their other parent, you know, other side of the family.
Are you paying child support for them as well?
No.
No? Oh, okay. So you're just not doing anything.
I'm paying insurance for them too.
Oh, right. So beyond insurance, you haven't done anything for them. Is that what I'm hearing? How many other children do you have?
3.
So you have 3 other children. We have to manipulate your child support amount. So
it should be lower.
Let's see. Let's see how much lower it'll be. All right. Your child support is lower. It went to $680.
Oh, should have kept your mouth shut.
No, you know, first of all, that was rude. Secondly, she's being honest. You are not being honest. But that's okay. You don't have to be honest with me because you know what? One day you're going to have to answer to each of your children. And that is going to be your battle to fight with them.
Well, at least they'll know I took care of them by paying their insurance.
Oh, okay. And they'll also know you're a stranger. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Your Honor.
So here's how it all shook out. Grandma keeps custody, and mom's ordered. to pay $680 a month after revealing she has 3 other children living with different families. Judge Vonda B. didn't buy the act she saw past the tears and chose consistency over biology. This case makes one thing crystal clear. Showing up late to parenthood doesn't earn you a prize. If this case hit you as hard as it hit us, tap that like button. And tell us in the comments, who do you think truly had the child's best interest at heart?